With summer just around the corner, I got to thinking a lot of people have smart thermostats. In particular, people have smart thermostats installed by their power company. Power companies are offering these rebates and discounts, etc., to install these things, and they're giving you the smart thermostat for free. This should make you immediately suspicious. Why would a big company give you free money? There's always a catch, and in this case, that catch is lethal. There's a video uploaded by my favorite Minecraft farming YouTuber detailing a case where a power company did just that.
Not only are the people using smart devices to control their utilities, they are giving up total control of these devices solely to their utility company. That's exactly what happened with the customers of XL Energy in Colorado. Back in August, about 22,000 of their customers were locked out of their smart thermostats, which control the AC in their homes, and they were locked out during a heat wave.
Now, as far as I know, no one was injured in this specific instance, but this can easily kill people, especially the elderly. Last summer in Europe, a heat wave killed over 20,000 people. The worst since 2003, where a heat wave over 70,000 quote-unquote excess deaths, namely across France, Germany, and Spain. Now, this is largely because air conditioning is not commonplace in Europe, but you could imagine a scenario here in the States where if this happened for an extended period of time on a particularly hot day, we would see a similar situation with thousands of people being killed by heat strokes. Yeah, sorry, Grandma. We've decided to cut your AC on the hottest day of the year because, climate change, the economy, you understand.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
But don't worry. Xcel Energy assures us that this is not something they see themselves triggering very often. That's good. So, I thought a nice appendage to Mental Outlaws video would be to show you how to manually override your smart thermostat. So I'm going to cut to my thermostat and show you how. So let's say you live in an apartment complex where you don't have direct access to the furnace. Or let's say you live in an office where you have one of those placebo thermostats that doesn't really work, but it just makes you feel better. As you can see here, I just have a basic thermostat. That's what I like. It works for me. But regardless of your situation, you're going to pull it off the wall, and you're always going to see the same thing. You're going to see a set of terminals that are labeled with letters here. And what you need to remember is that R is your power source, Y is your cooling, and W is heat. So all that you need to do is have something insulated so you don't get shocked. If you do this with a paper clip, you'll get bit by 24-volt power. And you're going to bridge the connection between, let's say, R and W to turn on cooling. So I'm going to give you a demonstration here. If I cross R to Y, for example, it might be kind of hard to see on camera because my lighting and camera setup are jank, but just trust me, I'm crossing R to Y, and you'll hear my AC kick on. And when I pull it off, it instantly disconnects. So if you want to keep your family alive, you will have to stand here all day. Just kidding. What you can do is get a flathead screwdriver, and you can loosen these screws a little bit and bridge the connection yourself by going R to W or Y or whatever you're trying to do. Just remember that R is your 24-volt power source, Y is cooling, and W is heat. Now, you may have seen it spark when I did that. That's because this is too high gauge of a wire to be doing this with. This is just all I had laying around. So you can also get a lower gauge wire or invest in something like this. These are just basic alligator jumpers, very cheap. But they're actually too big for terminals on a thermostat. These are for interfacing with the board on the actual furnace itself, which has much bigger terminals to connect to. But what I recommend, I'll put on screen right now, are magnetic jumpers that will snap into each of these little spots wherever you want them. So then if you want AC, you just pop it in there, your AC is going to run, and then when you're done, you can just drop one of them out. Now, this is extremely important. This is very, very important. Please listen to me closely. Do not cross R to C. C is common. If you cross your 24-volt power source, which is R, to C, you will blow a fuse on your furnace. And then you'll be really SOL. So be very careful when you do this. Don't cross R to C. You will blow the fuse. But the lesson of the story is, don't get a thermostat from a power company. Don't get a thermostat that anyone else can control but you. And if you must have a smart thermostat, make sure it's not from your power company. Make sure it's some other thing that you're controlling from your smartphone. And always keep your basic thermostat, because you don't even have to jumper it like I just did. If they shut your power off, pull theirs off the wall and then just pop yours back on. And turn it on. I'm cooling down to 68. So, for the love of God, do not let a power company decide whether you deserve to have air conditioning or not. You want full sovereignty over your furnace and your AC, okay? If you must have a smart thermostat, don't get it from your power company. Just buy whatever online that you can control from your phone, whatever. Just make sure they can't control it. And when you do swap it out, keep your basic thermostat. Because if you do, you don't have to do all the jumpering stuff I just showed you. You can just pop this back on. You can just take your smart thermostat off and pop this one back on. Always keep this one, okay? That's my advice.